Hello and welcome to part 54 of Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one. And time for some more chat. But let me timestamp this. This is July. Listen to me, I'm taking us back to July. Sorry about that. This is August the 10th. Can you believe that? Already the 10th of August. Boy, time don't wait on nobody these days, does it? It zooms by so fast. Seems like we were just in July. Now it's already the 10th of August. We missed a lot of significant things, though, in the last couple of weeks. And I want to talk about some of those things. But first, I want to clarify some stuff. I'm not a preacher. I don't profess to be a preacher. I've never professed to be a preacher. I've never sought to be a preacher. I am only here at the command of Jesus, doing what he has commanded me to do. And that is to remind others of things he already told them. If they were studying his word, then they know this. So I usurp no authority over any godly man. If you do not know this, it is for the aged woman to teach the children, the younger ones, even if you're 150 years old in age, physically, but you haven't aged a day in the Lord, you're still a younger one. So it is for the aged women to teach and to help the ministers, to be helps to them. However the Lord instructs us, because it is for us to prophesy, which means to tell or foretell things that the Lord has told us to tell. And I love to talk about his word, because I want to make sure it's out there and that it is spoken in truth. Not because I'm a minister of the gospel, but because I love the word of God and I want it to be told in truth, because so few are telling it in truth. So few. And I just wanted to clarify that. I have never sought an office, and I'm never going to. I may read from the scriptures because faith cometh by hearing. Hearing by the word of God. It's not because I am a minister or seeking to be a preacher or a teacher. I don't seek to be any of that stuff. I just want to be obedient because I want to go home. That's it. I don't wish to usurp authority over any of God's men. And I haven't, and I won't. But if you're telling something wrong, I will take authority of that. And I will speak it, and I will tell you that you have spoken something wrong. And if you are doing wrong, I will rebuke it because I am called to do so. I am told as a spiritual person that I have to do these things. Why? Because I love you and I don't want you to perish. Now you could accept it and receive it, measure up and go on, and listen to the ministers that God gave you to listen to. Or you can sit there and puff up and you can die and burn in hell. That is your choice. I didn't write the book. I'm just trying to share the truth with people and to remind people of what the Lord has told them already. Because so often we forget things if we're not constantly there studying that particular spot. And Jesus has a reason why he wants to remind us. One of the things he commanded us in his word to do is to love one another. And I'm here to talk about that just a wee bit. Those that are in the church are not supposed to hate the witnesses of God. Not if the church is in you and you are being the true church. You're supposed to actually work alongside of the witnesses of God. And the fire that they speak will not fall on you if you are obeying the word of the Lord. Now, I have several places where I need to go and several things I need to touch on. And I don't want to do any spoilers, so I'm going to try to get into the word first because it is a mainstay. Not because I'm a minister, but because I love God and I want to obey Him. And this word supports what I'm doing. So, getting into it. This is John 15. I'm going to start at I was going to start at verse 14. The Lord said back up one more. Oh, two more. Sorry, Lord, because I'd already spoken this. Verse 12. So, we're going to verse 12 here. Now this is Jesus, it's the red writing. So we know this is God Himself speaking to us. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. What does that mean? How did Jesus love us? So much that He gave His life for us. Do you truly love me enough to give your life for me? If not, you are lacking something. Best find out what it is. Best find out why you don't love me. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. I lay down my life for my friends, for those in my churches. This is what I spend my days doing when I'm not at work or at church, trying to remind you for the Lord. Because I love the Lord first and foremost above all things. And I do want to say something here in just a moment, but let me get on into some more of this word first, because I have a statement to make that's very important. The Lord said do it now. So, okay, I'm going to make this statement now. So often, I feel so small and insignificant. And I see other people's light shining so brightly. So brightly. And I feel so small and insignificant that sometimes it causes me to rush when I feel a pull or a direction by the Lord to do some things for Him. It causes me to devote time and time and time and time and time and exhaust myself even. And the Lord was talking to me about this today, this evening in fact, and we were discussing this, and I was telling him how I feel, because he was questioning why. Because sometimes I will do more than he says. More than he says. Not against what he says, but do more than he says. I will go above and beyond, even when I'm exhausted. And it's because I want to please the Lord. But also because I feel so little and insignificant. And as I was explaining this to the Lord, He made it abundantly clear that it's not the amount of what we do. Now listen to me, somebody needs to hear this, because that's why the Lord told me to share it. It's not the amount of what we do that matters. It's not the size of what we do that matters. What matters is the obedience by which we do it. That's what the Lord told me. He said, more than the number of things you do, and more than the grand gestures, more than the sacrifice of your rest and your peace, what must be above all is obedience. And that's when it hit me. Because I feel so little and insignificant. I thought I had to do twice as much as anyone else to make sure that the Lord didn't forget me like people do. And He said to me, when are you going to get it? I died for you. I'm never going to forget you. Remember that when you're struggling, when you think you got to do more and more and more and more, and you're not letting yourself rest properly, or you're not obeying God and doing things exactly to the letter as He says. There is method in the madness, He said. And He has a reason for everything. And He also said to me, can you see more than I? And of course, my answer was no, Lord. And He said, I can see ahead farther than anyone. And I can see behind farther than anyone. And I can see the present clearer than anyone. So don't get ahead of me. Don't fall behind me. Just obey me. Yes, I'm guilty of thinking, the Lord wants this done. It's okay if I go ahead and do it all right now. No, sometimes it has a reason why the Lord wants it to take a certain amount of time. And each thing has to be in its time. So remember that. So that patience can have its perfect work. We get rushing because we think, oh, well, if we do this quickly, more people will hear it. More people will be able to come to the knowledge of the truth. But that's not true. Ministers, remember this. Not trying to take authority over you. Just trying to help. Just trying to remind you. Just trying to say things to you to help you not make the same mistakes I have been making. Because somebody's got to do good for the Lord. and do well for Him. So if you can learn from my mistakes, do it. And don't make them yourself, but do better for the Lord. Because we're all on the same team here. If I score a point, it's for all of us. If you score a point, it's for all of us. It's not just for one or the other. It's for the whole team. We're doing this as a family. For the whole team. It's for the whole family. What I do will benefit all. What you do will benefit all if you are obedient. And if I am obedient to the Lord, He will greatly multiply it. As He has throughout the whole world. Anyways, getting on into this now. The reason the Lord wanted me to go ahead and tell that. Now remember what I said. Obedience is more important, and I remind you what He said to me. I can never forget you. Apparently someone else out there is feeling that same way. So small and insignificant, like you can never do enough for the Lord. Because you want to make sure He sees you next to the other great lights. But you know what? He'll never forget us. And here's what He told us in John 15:14. Ye are my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. Now you see why I strive so much to be obedient to the Lord. He's the only friend I truly have. The only friend. Everyone else forsook me. And the only friend I truly have left is Jesus. I have my family, my spiritual family. But Jesus is my friend. And that is important. We all need at least one friend. And if you have one good friend, that's something to thank God for. If you have one good friend that will go with you to church, or go with you when you need to go pray for someone, or go with you when you need to do this, or go with you when you need to do that, you are blessed. When the Lord sends me to do stuff, I just go. I don't even ask people anymore. It doesn't do any good. There's always excuses why they can't. So I just go. Because I'm going to be obedient no matter what. And I've seen results from that. And from my being obedient. Because the Lord honors our faith. But listen what He goes on to say. Henceforth, I call you not servants. For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. All things, not just a few. He just told us there something very important. The devil will try to convince us we don't know and can't know it all. But Jesus just told us right there, for all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. See, nothing's a secret in the kingdom of heaven. It's not a secret. And we can know it if we choose to. If we choose to read His Word and choose to seek Him, we can know it all. You just have to want to. You have to desire to. That's up to you, though. But I'll see you in the next part. And we're going to continue on with this because there's so much more that I need to discuss.